A few videos ago, I asked you guys if you were in charge of a new player experience in Dead by Daylight, what would you do? I largely used this question to set up an in-depth discussion about the complexity of Dead by Daylight and how the tutorial and information system of the game needed an overhaul, but it was still a viable question, and I think like one person answered. I couldn't find the comment, but they suggested something along the lines of behavior start giving a handful of tier 3 perks to new players for the base characters in the game, and while I don't fully agree with that, I appreciate the sentiment behind the answer. But now I pose you a new but similar question. How would you improve current player retention? In any live service game, player retention is the thing that separates your game from the others. It separates World of Warcraft from most other MMOs. It's the reason nobody plays Rumble Fighter or Elsword anymore. Why PUBG might as well be a relic of the past as Fortnite and Apex stomp all over it. Truly unkillable games are the ones that have plenty of opportunities, not only to recruit new players, but to keep them coming back for more. It's the bread and butter and the answer most of these companies go with. It's two things. One, regular content updates, new characters, new events, new game modes, new maps, etc., etc. And two, and our discussion for today, progression systems. If you can build a rewarding progression system that is fun and interesting to use, players will inherently want to continue playing your game. MMOs figured this shit out a long time ago. Giving the character new skills, better stats, better chances to gain new weapon, armor, and items that will in the end provide a virtually never-ending goal for people. Apex not only raised their level cap up to like 2,000 or something, but they also included individual gun levels, and I wouldn't be surprised if soon they implemented legend levels. Even Overwatch, whose old progression system was just giving you a new loot box every level, has introduced hero masteries, several progression bars for your role, your heroes, and your mode that you play in, as well as an overall bar for your profile. You see, gamers are like magpies. We want shiny shit. Give us shiny shit and we'll do all the backflips and tricks you want. But unfortunately for us in the Dick by Deadlight community, the progression system feels severely lacking, and I'm probably the most disappointed I've been in the dev since I started playing. This isn't meant to be an attack, but an answer on the dev AMA on Thursday really rubbed me the wrong way. I couldn't find the thread buried in the chaos, but a Redditor asked, "Do you have any plans for a P100 reward?" And the dev answered, "Players that have P100 characters isn't much. We are currently not looking into any rewards for the achievement," which just feels like a kick in the face to people who have gotten P100. Part of the reason the background statistics don't show a high percentage of P100 players is because there's no reason to get that high. Most people, like me, get everyone to P3, and then if someone strikes our fancy, we might get them to P10, maybe more, depending on what's going on. My most played killer is Pinhead, and he's at P8, while my most played survivor, Jeff, is only at P12. And the only reason Jeff is so high is because survivors are basically just skins once you get all of them to P1, so I don't really feel the need to level anyone else. I feel like I'm getting too deep into the sheer disappointment that I felt from that comment, so let's address some problems with the progression system and then we can talk solutions. And if any dev ever sees this, you are welcome to what I am presenting here. Absolutely free, no credit needed. I just want to see this game improve, I want to see the players happy, and I want to see the health of everything go up. Okay, so how does progression work? Well, each match you play grants you three things. Blood points, which you spend on your character. XP to get you shards you will hoard once you own all the characters out of fear of wasting the very precious resource. And emblem points to go toward a grade that on the 13th of every month resets and gives you a certain amount of blood points depending on your grade for each role, maxing out at 1 million per role, which in the grand scheme of things means you can level a character once or twice, since 1 million is the rough number needed to level a character. It's at this point in the video I toyed with the idea of discussing both the emblem system and the eerie shards in this one video, but a little behind the scenes knowledge for most of you guys. Most of my videos reach 4 pages in script length, and anything beyond that I start moving into 12 to 15 minute video territory, and I'm already on page 3. And while my audience knows I can ramble on forever if you let me, I try to keep the viewing experience as close to 9 to 10 minutes as possible, both for ease of editing when I overlay the gameplay and to not take up too much of your time when you watch. So I've decided to only address the leveling system for now. I did a video a long time ago addressing the iridescent shard problem, and soon I'll make a separate video addressing the emblem system problem. However, if you guys want longer videos in the future, let me know in the comments and I'll see what I can conjure up. That being said, let's get to the leveling system and blood points. Now, apparently far separate from the times of the past, blood points are literally everywhere right now. Every tome quest gives blood points when you complete it. Each match can easily result in 35 to 50,000 blood points and more depending on offerings. Every 13th you get a large chunk depending on your grade. Daily rituals give blood points. The Rift or Battle Pass gives loads of blood points, and for seemingly no reason at all sometimes, the devs will just give you blood points for logging in. Now, I've said blood points so much, I long for Bloody Mary while being pegged by a Bloody Mary, so from this point on, I'll be referring to them as BP. I mentioned a few paragraphs ago that it takes 1,000,000 BP to level a character by 1. What I mean is 1 prestige. You see, each character has a prestige level tied to them. That's what the P in P100, P12, P8, and so on stand for. A prestige level is gained every 50 blood webs completed, which is what you spend the BP on. Every prestige up to level 9 gives you rewards. P1 through 3 unlocks the characters of unique perks for any of your characters to use. P1 unlocks them for tier 1, P2 tier 2, and P3 at the max tier 3. P4 through 6 unlocks Bloody Cosmetics. Bloody Cosmetics are just alternate default outfits for the character. It's the default, but it's covered in blood. Personally, I like the bloody weapons for killers more than anything because it genuinely looks really good from the first person perspective, but I like this set of rewards the best out of the 3 because free earnable skins are never a bad thing in a game like this. And finally, P7 through 9 get you a charm representative of each of that character's perks, 1 for each level. So you know what? So far, so good. The first 3 levels have gameplay benefits, the next 6 have cosmetic benefits, but that's where the rewards stop. After P9, you get nothing except a shiny little symbol next to your name representing where you are and how much time you've sunk into that character. And for a lot of people, they've even asked for that little symbol to stop being shown in the lobby so that they can stop getting their lobbies dodged by killers who get fucking scared and piss their pants when they see anything above a prestige 3 fucking survivor. And I'm not like against that. I definitely think that should be hidden and only show up in the end game. But at that point, what's the point of having that shiny symbol if you can't showcase it anymore? So we definitely, besides that shiny symbol just being completely useless, we just need more to show how much we put into the character. They don't even light up the character portraits at level 10 like they did before they overhauled the system. Like, why wouldn't you do that? Why would that be a thing you take away? Sometimes I watch a killer who's been playing for a long time on like Twitch or something, and their character selection screen is just this beautiful long list of shiny red backgrounds, and then all of a sudden you get to like the last like 5 killers or something like that, and there's just they're all that pale brown boring color, and it just looks so bad. It's so inconsistent, and I've even talked to some of them about this. I spoke to Whispers a while back, asking him about the old system and why he thinks they're not there anymore, and he goes, I don't know. He said, but it fucks with my OCD, and I totally get that. There's such a simple yet cool reward, and it also fucks with me heavily that rewards stop at 9, but I digress. But the further problem in my eyes is the lack of rewards in general. As I said before, moving past 9 does nothing for you. I mentioned in my quality of life video I'd like to see rewards at 25, 50, 75, and 100, but I never gave specifically what I thought those rewards should be, and I'd like to do that for you now. There's these group of cosmetics called Legacy Cosmetics that showed your dedication to a character before the progression system got overhauled. And realistically, I think those cosmetics shouldn't come back. There should always be something for OGs, the veterans of the game, to show off. So with that in mind, here are my proposed changes. The first thing I want to do is give a reward every 10 levels. The glowing portraits are a great place to start, but I also think that different backgrounds for tier 3 perks you can select. I understand we on PC have Nightlight to replace how perks look, but I think console players deserve some personal customization. Just different colors would be fine, I think, and you unlock more colors or maybe even patterns and overlays as you go on. By overlays, I mean that like if all your perks and add-ons had like a blood texture dripping from them when you hit level 50 or something like that, right? Just a small reward for dedication and time it takes to get where you are. You can unlock colors in batches and even get to choose the yellow and greens of the previous 2 tiers when you get to perk level 3. Now let's talk about the rewards at 25, 50, 75, and 100. At 25, 50, and 75, I'd like to see some sort of skin that represents the entity. Similar to legacy skins with the glowing bits around them, I think having a skin that has corrupted looking spikes or tendrils coming from it would be the pinnacle of fucking awesome possum, if I'm like realistically. As if the more time you spend in the realm, the more corruption of the entity begins to take hold. It's a step up from the bloody cosmetics, showing love for the dedication players have. The P100, however, is where I really think you can shine. Give P100 players a set of 3 unique outfits only obtainable at that rank. Lore-related outfits and things that tell us more about the character. Let the writers flex their chops, for each outfit comes with a small story behind it, not just a description, like an actual short, maybe 5 to 6 paragraph story we can read, the significance the outfit has in the character's life. Overall, the progression system feels so unrewarding after a while. You're just going through the motions. We need more behavior, and I know you can give it to us. I'm positive that the vast majority of the player base would not mind you taking a couple chapters off to give us a health update and an overall update for progressions, perks, cosmetics, and more. But with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to let me know in the comments what you think, and make sure you check out the merch shop that just launched yesterday with code BIRDMOMMY for 10% off your purchase until October 1st. Thank you again for your love and support, and I'll see you in the next one.